Jury selection's been amazing. The candidates are being asked about their own connections to or impressions of an array of celebrities, and with no explanation why, at least not yet. The parlor games have begun, my friends. Everybody is trying to connect the dots between the shiny, famous names and the beleaguered rap star Diddy.
I went to a seminar about death.
Okay, you have to tell me. Well, you're just telling me this now.
I know, yeah.
Please share, please share. Why?
I have a friend.
Why were you there, and what did you learn?
I learned that no one really dies, and that, it's just an experience in the physical form, and we're attached to our personalities, but that we're just souls, and that we continue and continue and continue.
Nip ain't know what type of monster he was.
Lauren?
No, I'm saying Lauren introduced me to Puff.
Oh, got you.
I mean, I knew Puff, but it was more of a personal relationship after, we was at Cassie's birthday.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Nip had no ego. So, you know what I'm saying? Like Nip came to me and said, I want you to mentor me. I want to get into real estate. I want you to teach me all your, like your business secrets. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whenever you got questions, pull up. And then on his last album, people do not know this. Somebody tried to jerk me, but I fixed it. I actually am one of the executive producers of Nipsey Hussle's last album.
Victory Lap.
Yeah, Victory Lap.
Diddy's team just leaked tapes of Lauren London, and it's wild. And the talk of Lauren having a hand in Nipsey Hussle's death. Allegedly, she snitched on Nipsey, her baby daddy. Word on the street is, this whole thing might have been a setup from the start, and now the truth's starting to surface. Now, if you've been paying attention to the speculations floating around Hollywood lately, then this ain't news to you. There's been talk of some wild tapes floating and being shopped around, allegedly showing multiple big-name celebrities caught up in Diddy's dark side.
You're saying that there's tapes and they're being
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
And these ain't just party clips. Nah, we're talking shady activities, illegal dealings, and freak-offs that would make your jaw drop. Word is, a lot of these celebs didn't even know they were being recorded. Folks like Jaguar Wright and Gene Deal, who have been around the industry for years, have been loud about these tapes, warning people that the truth was bound to come out.
I sat right here and told y'all there was activity on the darknet. Videos were being distributed and were going to be sold for profit because the diddler needs the money. Did I not say that? Right here.
Bruh, those people who was caught at Diddy party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house. But he had 250 tape recorders.
And now, with Diddy's trial officially on, all hell's breaking loose. More and more celebrities are getting tied to his alleged crimes, his hidden freak culture, and some seriously dark business. Now here's the thing, most of the celebrities being named, they ain't denying they went to Diddy's parties. What they are denying is sticking around for the after parties, where the real twisted stuff went down. You don't keep coming back to a place if you think it's shady, unless you're in on it. And guess whose name dropped in during the first day of trial? Lauren London. During jury selection for Diddy's trial, jurors were questioned about their familiarity with the list of A-list celebrities, including Kanye West, Cassie, Lauren London, and some others. So now people are asking the hard questions. Why was she named? And if they are somehow connected to all those rumors of Nipsey's death. And it's making folks question, was she really loyal to Nipsey? Could she have been playing both sides? Could she have known more than she let on?
Are people forgetting it was her and Lauren London? I just find it so funny how people are always omitting names and not really looking into the true facts.
Now let's get into the heart of this mess. Word on the street ain't just saying Nipsey was taken out randomly. Nah, folks are saying this was a calculated hit, a power move. See, Nipsey wasn't just another rapper, he was growing fast. Allegedly, Nipsey wasn't playing by the rules of the industry gatekeepers. He was moving like a king, not a pawn. And to some people at the top, that's dangerous. And then, right after Diddy's arrest, everything started unraveling. Allegations started flying that Diddy himself allegedly ordered the hit on Nipsey. And let's not forget, Nipsey was just 33 years old when he was down in broad daylight right in front of his Marathon store on March 31st, 2019. Dude was hit at least 10 times. Now, yeah, Eric Holder was arrested, got sentenced to 60 years behind bars, but the streets have been whispering for years that Eric was just a trigger man, a pawn. The real mastermind? Somebody with power, and that's where Diddy's name pops up. Jaguar Wright been loud as hell about it, saying Diddy allegedly knew more than we was letting on. But here's where it gets even wilder. Allegedly, Diddy didn't act alone, that he had someone close to Nipsey feeding him info, someone who wouldn't raise suspicion, and all fingers are starting to point toward Lauren London.
Hook up with the biggest rapper at the time, everything's great. By the way, isn't she? Lauren is the one that introduced Nip to Diddy. Diddy couldn't even get to Nip, even though he had ties in L.A. It was Lauren that brought Nip to him.
And even Nipsey confirmed it on the Breakfast Club when he was alive.
Nip ain't know what type of monster he was.
Lauren? No, I'm saying Lauren introduced me to Puff.
Oh, got you.
I mean, I knew Puff, but it was more of a personal relationship after, we was at Cassie's birthday.
And once you look at it that way, the whole story starts to shift. Fans are wondering if she was just a girlfriend or if she was Diddy's inside player. A lot of people believe she was placed there to keep Nipsey in check, to monitor his moves, maybe even manipulate decisions. The streets have been buzzing for a while that Lauren and Diddy had a really close relationship, too close. There have been speculations that she was one of Diddy's mule or yacht girl, just like Young Miami, and this is why she has been called in by the court. Old pictures have resurfaced showing Lauren and Diddy looking way too comfortable. Meanwhile, Nipsey's right there in the background, looking like the third wheel. After Nipsey passed, Lauren did an interview with Angie Martinez, and that's where things got really strange. She said it was Diddy who helped her through the grief. But she quoted something he told her that shook a lot of people. Puff told her, "Look, Boog, you have shown everybody what it looks like to hold a man down and to love him. Now show them what it looks like when it all crumbles. That's your responsibility." Now, that ain't something you tell somebody unless y'all got a whole other type of bond. And fans caught something even crazier. Lauren said Diddy called her Boog, a nickname Nipsey used to call her. That raised a lot of eyebrows, like why would Diddy use a name that was so personal between her and Nip? And it gets even more strange. During that same interview, Lauren told Angie she attended a death seminar, a whole seminar on grief before Nipsey even died. Angie looked confused. Fans were even more shaken. Like, what are the odds? Why would someone go to a death seminar before losing their man, unless they knew something was coming?
Okay, you have to tell. Well, you're just telling me this now.
I know, yeah.
Please share.
Why? I have a friend.
Why were you there, and what did you learn?
I learned that no one really dies, and that it's just an experience in the physical form, and we're attached to our personalities, but that we're just souls, and that we continue and continue and continue. And if you have a spiritual relationship with someone on Earth, you will have one with them when you leave Earth. So I did this 2-day seminar on death.
And this was how long ago?
I had to be 25.
What sent you there? Do you find that weird though?
I'm weird.
No, it's not weird that you would go. It's almost like you were preparing yourself for what you would have to deal with.
Well, I told you I didn't have connection to Earth at a young age.
I know, but you don't find that as you were preparing yourself for what you were going to have to deal with.
Well, that we're all going to have to deal with.
It's almost like she knew something was coming. Sounds a lot like when Diddy bought an entire gold coffin for Kim Porter months before she passed. And when you look at how Diddy got so close to Nipsey, you start seeing how it might have been orchestrated. Nipsey didn't have the industry connections like that. He was moving independently. But Lauren, she had ties. She had access. And after she brought him around Puff, Diddy was suddenly involved in Nipsey's career. Matter of fact, Diddy helped with Victory Lap, Nipsey's biggest album.
You know what I'm saying? Nip had no ego. So, you know what I'm saying? Like Nip came to me and said, I want you to mentor me. I want to get into real estate. I want you to teach me all your, your business secrets. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whenever you got questions, pull up. And then on his last album, people do not know this. Somebody tried to jerk me, but I fixed it. I actually am one of the executive producers of Nipsey Hussle's last album.
Victory Lap.
Yeah, Victory Lap.
Now, fans used to think that was a blessing, but now they're wondering if it was a trap. Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, recently came out saying Nipsey asked Diddy to help make Victory Lap feel like Biggie's life after death. That's what Nipsey wanted, the same energy, vibe, and legacy. Now let that sink in. That's the same album that dropped after Biggie got taken out.
Now, you taking a spiritual person who's asking for something. He said, I wanted that same feel as life after death. that same fear was that Biggie got and he went on to sell about 10 million albums or 10 million copies. I was saying, you gotta watch what you say to demons, because it just might come true.
According to Gene, that move right there was Nipsey's biggest mistake, because once Diddy got involved, he got his hooks in deep. Suddenly, Nipsey was spending more time at Diddy's mansion than in the studio. That's when fans say everything changed. That's when Nip started looking stressed, tired, moved differently. Now the theory is Diddy saw Nipsey as a threat, a smart, independent, revolutionary voice from the streets who didn't bow to Hollywood or industry politics. So what do you do when you can't control a man like Nipsey? You remove him, but even then, someone had to open the door. And many are pointing fingers at Lauren. So the big question is, what did Lauren know? Because with these alleged tapes floating around now, tied into Diddy's inner circle, the whole story is starting to shift. Maybe Lauren wasn't just grieving Nipsey, maybe she was trying to cover up what happened behind closed doors. And now that trial has started and she has been called in by the court, maybe we will finally get some answers. And as always, the internet had a lot to say. If Nip was a coward like all the others who surrendered to the devil and Diddy, he would be alive today. But Nipsey stayed 10 toes down and connected to God. That's why his time was cut short. The marathon continues. Evil will always be defeated. When Nipsey died, a reader who sees the underworld also stated Lauren had a fair hand in it. She wasn't supposed to get that money. She just got out that Puma deal. Diddy and Jay-Z, life swap, and steal souls. I always said her hurt was not genuine. The fans of Nipsey cried more in public than her. I didn't even know the man, never met him, and it hurt my heart. She did that fake message like she is hurt. She has not even shedded a tear. Nobody is that stubborn and hard when it comes to losing a soulmate, so she says. The energy is very off. But what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you thought this was wild, click the next video to dive even deeper.